Welcome back to the MUDA channel, and in this video we're going to talk about decentralized exchanges. But before we do, great news. Our exchange, MUDA.exchange, is now live. So go into your browser, click the link in the description, go and check out our exchange. There are a lot of great offers at the end of this video, so make sure you stick to get them. So one of the key things that is exciting everyone on this amazing technology called the blockchain is this word that makes everyone go crazy: decentralization. Everyone thinks this is what is going to save our planet because it now opens up financial institutions, education, money, all these building blocks of our society to now be accessible to anyone across the world. But how would decentralization work in money? And that's what brings me to today's topic: decentralized exchanges. How do they work? And where can you start to play with some of these decentralized exchanges? And I'm going to get into it. Before we look at decentralization, we need to understand what is it and where is it coming from. The internet as we have it now is very, very centralized. And this comes from the setup from the early days when everyone invested in this technology of servers and TCP protocols. All these communication protocols needed a human being to control them, needed a team, needed a company to be formed around these protocols. But now getting into the decentralized space where some new hackers came up with amazing server ideas, such as how you see Bitcoin is, maybe Ethereum, and they decided that what if this was not a server that could sit on anyone's computer, on anyone's laptop? It could be anywhere in the world, even on your phone. So now it brings that level of decentralization. It's like anyone, anywhere can participate in this, whether it is Bitcoin, whether it is Ethereum, whether it is an NFT, anyone, anywhere in the world. What does that mean for money? As we all know, a lot of money in the world is traded across markets. And money is being traded for buying goods, for sending your kids to school, for paying salaries, whatever you need money for. But this money goes through different people's hands before it reaches you. A decentralized exchange is one that enables this free and fair way of exchanging this money. I'll give an example. Let's say you had a supermarket in your neighborhood that serves only apples, right? So they go all around the world and get the best apples from Brazil, from South Africa, and bring them to your supermarket. And then you go there and pay $2 for that, or maybe $5, depending where you're from. The day that the supermarket just shows up and tells you to pay $10, you'll feel bad, like, oh my God, I don't have that, but you need the apples, so you will still pay. In this case, that is how a centralized model of business works. That's how a centralized model of money exchange works, in that anyone can set the price at any time, and they choose because they control it. But in the decentralized format, it is all about demand and supply. This brings out pure economics of the demand and supply. If at your local supermarket, part of this decentralized exchange, if suddenly they don't have apples, then they cannot give you apples. But if apples now show up in their register, then they will be able to give the apples. So how all this functions is based on a very simple word called liquidity. Liquidity is the lifeblood for every decentralized exchange. Liquidity is what makes your Ethereum transactions go through, and liquidity is what keeps this whole machine humming along. So let's look at it. Who provides this liquidity? They are great investors, market makers who have a lot of money. We call them whales, who decide that, you know what, let me put my $5 million to be traded. And once that money is being traded, the transaction fees on top of that is what they earn for putting up their money. So you needed 5 Ethereum and you wanted to buy maybe your girlfriend a ring, and you wanted to convert that to US dollars. So that is where you go to a centralized exchange. But let's say you had 5 Ethereum and you want to buy the latest NFT that is on the Zora platform. So you have to exchange your 5 Ethereum for some Zora tokens. So this is where the decentralized exchange now plays in, is that you do not know who is going to give you these Zora tokens. but all the smart contract does is connect you two, and then you exchange, or what we call swapping. You swap these tokens with no need for a central figure, no one controlling it, no one saying they will just shut it down and charge you 5 times the price. It is all based on the pure mechanics of demand and supply. So before I go any further, I want to talk about our exchange, that is MUDA.exchange. MUDA.exchange is a centralized exchange that is your gateway into the decentralized world of crypto. And we have various tokens. We have Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, we have Tether, we have Tron, we have Celo, CUSD, and many more others are going to be added as the exchange grows. So make sure that if you want to be part of the decentralized world, you want to play with some of these tokens we are talking about, you want to test out some of these ideas, I encourage you to go to our exchange and make sure that you get into the crypto world using Africa's biggest crypto exchange. On top of that, the supported local currencies on exchange are the United States dollar, the Ugandan shilling, the Kenyan shilling, and the Nigerian naira. But back to that DEX. The number one technology that makes a decentralized exchange, the DEX, work is this concept of the atomic swap. Removing the middleman out of anything that we are doing in our money exchanges is the key element of what's going to make this whole crypto decentralized space stand. So this atomic swap essentially is between smart contracts, which smart contracts are reading the data on the blockchain and seeing that you have X amount of tokens, you want to exchange them for X amount of tokens. There's someone who has provided liquidity for this exchange, and that exchange is able to happen without any other person involved. So just a few examples of decentralized exchanges that you can check out and start to play with. The biggest and the most notable exchange is Uniswap. And Uniswap was started a few years ago with a very cool idea of using this atomic swap across many various smart contracts. You can even create your own trading pairs of your token and any other Ethereum token. Moving on to when you move to the Binance Smart Chain, we have SushiSwap and PancakeSwap, which essentially do the same thing that Uniswap does, but now it just sits on a different blockchain layer, and that is on the Binance blockchain system. But before we end this, we have to talk about the DEX. Of course, it's not like it's all rainbows and sunshine. Definitely there's something that is a bit disadvantageous with it, and that is the level of scams that happen on these decentralized exchanges. And this is of course based on the fact that you don't have KYC. Speaking of KYC, make sure you fill in your KYC on MUDA.exchange so that you can be able to transact over $50,000 through our exchange. But to sum it all up, we have become too comfortable with trusting Binance, trusting any other exchange to be the place that we can go to exchange our crypto or do any crypto transactions. And these are some of the visions that we have at MUDA to reach that level of pure decentralization. And I hope this video has helped you understand just a little bit of what decentralized exchanging of money and value means and how it's done. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, or if you're watching this on Facebook, make sure that you give us a like, and we shall continue giving you all this information, educating you on what is happening in the crypto space. My name is Davino SJ, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.